How's it going, guys? Today we're going over another Leak Code question. Our question is from Google today and it's called Count Primes. Okay guys, so today our problem is called Count Primes. It's a question that's being asked by Google right now, and our problem description says count the number of prime numbers less than a non-negative number n. So as an example here, if we're given the number 10, we would return 4. And the reason for that is that there are 4 prime numbers that are less than 10, and those prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, and 7. So this is a mathy question. I tend to not like interview questions that are based on math. So this, like, if I got this in an interview a while ago, I feel like this would really scare me. It would really make me pretty nervous because I feel like interviews are already nerve-wracking as they are, and then when you throw math on top of it, it just makes everything worse. But it's actually not that bad. So if you guys would be afraid of something like this, stick around. It's really not that bad, and I'll show you why. So just as a simple solution that we can kind of talk through is if we want to know if any number is prime, we can actually just check all the numbers below that number and see if any of those numbers divide that current number evenly. And if it does, then that number is not prime because the only factors of a prime number are the number and 1, right? So the number itself and 1. So that's like a kind of brute force solution. It's not bad, it's great, right? It solves the problem, but it's just a little bit slower because the runtime is actually O of n squared. Again, n just being our non-negative number here, n. And the reason why it's n squared is because for every single number, we need to go through all the numbers below it, right? So if we have some number here that's 15 maybe, our solution would actually check all the numbers, I guess really 2 to 14 to see if any of those numbers can correctly divide 15 evenly. So it's a little slow, but we're going to use a technique called the Sieve of Eratosthenes today, and that's a really fast, pretty easy way as well to generate prime numbers that will help us solve this problem. And so to just give a quick overview of the Sieve of Eratosthenes, basically what we do is we first assume all the numbers between 2, right, because 2 is the first prime number. So 2 really, well, it starts at 0, but anyways, the numbers between 0 or 2, however you want to think about it, and n, we're just going to assume that they're all prime to begin with, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to run some sort of code or algorithm to slowly check off all the numbers that are not prime. So initially we'll just have a giant Boolean array between 0 and n. All the numbers or all the values in that Boolean array will be true to begin with, saying that, okay, all the numbers are going to start as prime, and then we'll slowly run some code that will actually flip those Booleans from true to false, and whatever Booleans are left at the end in our array that are still true, those are our prime numbers. So the first thing we want to do is just make that Boolean array, and again, first assume that all the numbers between 0 and n are prime. So we're going to make a Boolean array. We'll call this primes equals new Boolean array, and again, we're just going to have n values. And so now what we want to do is we just want to first assume that they're all true, right? That they're all prime. So we're just going to mark all these Booleans as true, because initially in Java, Boolean arrays are set to false. So we're going to say for int I equals 0, while I is less than primes.length, I plus plus, and we're going to say primes of I equals true. And so now what we can actually do, guys, is we're going to start that process of flipping Booleans from true to false. So we're going to say for int I equals 2, because 2 is the first prime number, right? We're not going to really do anything with zeros or ones. We're going to say, well, I times I is less than primes.length, I plus plus. And I just want to highlight quickly, sorry, oh gosh, oh my goodness. I just want to highlight quickly that we're doing I times I because mathematically speaking, there are no primes greater than the current number and its square. So just mathematically speaking, there's no point in checking numbers larger than a number and its square for prime numbers because it doesn't exist. So that's why our condition is I times I here. So now we're just going to start that process, right? We're going to start that process of flipping all those Booleans from true to false if they are not prime. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to start with 0, and we're going to set all of the multiples of 2 to false, right? Because it can't actually be prime if we're creating them with 2 times something. So like 6, for example, is not prime, right? That's 2 times 3. So when we are on this iteration of this loop, we're going to be setting 2 is prime, so we're leaving it, but the multiples of 2 times anything greater is going to be set to false. So 2 times 2 is 4, so we're going to set 4 to false. And then 2 times 3 is 6, so we're going to set 6 to false. 2 times 4 is 8, we're going to set 8 to false, so on and so forth. So what that's going to look like is if our current number is prime, then we want to set all of its multiples of that number to false. So we're going to say for int j equals I, while j times I, again for the same reasoning, is less than primes.length, j++. And now we're just going to set those things to false. So primes of I times j equals false. And so now, guys, once this loop is actually terminated, all we need to do is count the remaining booleans that are set to true. So we're just going to say int prime count equals 0 for int I equals 2 while I is less than primes.length, I++. And we're going to say if primes of I, right? So if this boolean that we're on is still true, we're going to say prime count plus plus. And so I just want to run this really quickly. So we just have to return prime count once we've counted everything. And I want to run this and quickly make sure that this works. Awesome, and it does. So I just want to show you guys a quick optimization as well. So a lot of people are going to say that this isn't really necessary, right? The reason why I did that is just for clarity at first. We wanted to assume all prime numbers are true, or all the numbers between 0 and n are prime to begin with. But what we can actually do is we could just kind of negate the logic. So we're going to say, now, since everything is set to false, we're going to negate this here. We're going to set things to true, and then we're only going to count them if they're initially, or they're still false, right? So now if we run this code again, it should work, and we're avoiding doing some extra work, and it does. So guys, that's how to solve prime number in Java. Again, it's a question that's being asked by Google. This was using the Sieve of Eratosthenes to solve this problem. If you guys found this video helpful, do me a favor and leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys next time.